One for the Road was actually the first book of yours that I read, not that long ago, but again, recommended it a lot. Then it went on to get nominated for an award, and then it went on to win an award in a pretty stiff category.
Yeah.
When you were looking at the names in that category, were you thinking, "Oh, I got a chance here"? Or was it? Did you recognize how stiff that competition was?
Oh, I mean, shit, dude, I was up against Edward Lee. I
Yeah.
mean, that's the stiffest. I was I was convinced that Lucas Mangum's book Saint Sadist was going to win because that is I loved that book. That was one of my favorites last year. I was
I like that too.
absolutely oh, it's a great book. I was absolutely 100% convinced that that one was going to win, and I remember sitting right here in this chair watching the award ceremony, and it got up to collection, and I lost Resisting Madness against Brian Smith's collection. And I just kind of was sitting here, and I lost that one, and I just remember kind of putting my head down, and I reached up onto next to me, and I grabbed my speech that I had like pre-written if I won for that one, and I just kind of crumpled it up and just tossed it across the room to the trash can. And I just sat back and I went, well, I didn't win collection, so there's no way in hell that I'm winning. I'm winning novella. So I was like, there's no way, because I was just absolutely convinced that Lucas was going to win, because like I said, like that book was just so good, and just the praise all around, like the reading community for that book was just amazing, and deservedly so. But then when Raph, I think it was Raph, actually said that I had won, I was in shock. I couldn't believe it, and I don't know if anybody was actually watching the ceremony when they actually brought me onto the video feed. Like I just remember I was sitting here like this, like my hands were up and my head was like just like this, and it was genuine shock. I couldn't believe it, and yeah, it was crazy. It's still hard to believe that I won, but like I think really everybody that was nominated was just fantastic. I mean, Ed Lee, shit, who else was nominated?
I can't remember
Why
offhand,
am
but
I
it
blanking?
was just a powerhouse of books.
Yeah,
Like you mentioned Saint Sadist, which I really liked, and your
yeah.
book I really liked too. But it may have been the stiffest category because
Yeah,
it was all powerhouse
I
novels and names.
not the novel. I thought that the novel best novel category, in my opinion, was the stiffest because man, that was brutal. And you had Kenzie Jennings,
Oh yeah, that was a big one too.
man, Triana, Toxic Love, which was one of my favorites last year. Toxic Love was insane. Christine Morgan's, Max Booth.
Yeah,
Shit, I can't remember who else, but yeah, that one was the one that I was like, I genuinely have no idea who's going to win this one, and I'm thrilled for Christine because Lake House Inferno was so good, and I'm so happy that she won. That was awesome,
yeah, that was cool, and her
and
work does
her
deserve more. And
reaction was just the same as mine. I remember they brought her on, and I was still shaking from mine, and she was just like, "What's going on? I can't believe it!" It's
yeah,
just like, oh my god,
it was a fun watch as a
yeah,
fan and a reader.